Hi everyone, and welcome to our Cooking Eat Wild to Save Wild with the Copper River Watershed Project, partnered with Sena. And we have a cooking demonstration right with Sena Wheeler herself. So welcome, Sena. Thank you so much.
Hey there, glad to be here. This is super fun. This is our first ever meal kit box, so we're really excited to partner with you guys on this project. And this is going to be a cook along video. So we're going to show it in long form, talk about variations or what you might do with the recipe, hopefully answer any questions you might have as we go. We get to cook together, so I'm super fun to cook with you, Lisa.
Yeah, so I'm Lisa Dawkin, Executive Director of the Watershed Project, and with me today is Dan Schmalzer, also with the Watershed Project. And we're actually in my kitchen at home here in Cordova, cooking with Sena in Seattle.
Now I'm in my kitchen.
Yes. So, yeah, we don't know what we're doing yet. Sena's going to take us through this whole process, and we're just looking forward to celebrating a wonderful salmon dish with our friends and family. So thank you.
I'm excited to cook with you. So first of all, I'm going to take through the meal kit box and what's in it, but I'd like to say to everybody, make sure your fish is defrosted. So it arrives frozen from Sena. I put mine in water. I have mine in water and defrosted right now. So as long as you have your fish is defrosted and ready to go, and you've got your meal kit with your ingredients, I think we're all set. And then it's a bring your own olive oil recipe. So if you have olive oil at home, we'll be utilizing that, and then the rest is basic, and we'll just grab it out as we need. And bring your own wine as well.
Awesome. Okay.
So first of all of our boxes, we are pretty proud of our sustainable foam. This is biodegradable. We have cards in every box on how to dispose of that. Every box always includes a handling card for what to do with your portions when you get home, how to defrost. We just like everybody to feel really confident. And then in this box, we have a recipe card for this very recipe. So this is exciting. Herb crusted crispy skin salmon, and we'll be following this, I'll bet, pretty loosely because I only follow recipes fairly loosely, even when they're my own. So in your box, you will find some gorgeous green onions. This is from Overwinter Farms. They are a farm that is located a couple blocks from my house. I've been getting the CSA box from them all summer, and really that's part of what inspired me to do this meal kit, because I've been loving their produce and cooking it with our fish. We have some turnips and then an herb bundle. So this is whatever they have on the farm. This is some chives, some savory, and some fennel. Whatever herbs you have are great. We also have a lemon because we're cooking fish, so always lemon. And then we have the furikake seasoning. This is from Barnacle Foods. Utilizes kelp, which we love because it helps the oceans. And then this is really fun, but in your kit you'll also find salt from Alaska Salt Company. And this is, they call it emergency salts. It's your little to-go kit. I love this because it's sea salt harvested from the very waters where our fish come from. So to me, that's really extra special to cook with. And on the bottom, you'll find your fish arrived frozen with dry ice, and I've already pulled my fish out, and it's defrosting. So we'll slide over. At this point, I'm gonna just go ahead and show how we get the fish out of the bags and rinse with water. And I'm gonna move my camera, and while I do that, maybe Lisa can talk about how.
Yeah, I think that part is an important area for people that's not captured in a recipe. You know, when you have salmon, what are people doing to ensure that, do I thaw it quickly? Do I thaw it in the fridge? You know, what ensures that I maintain the best quality and flavor for salmon? And so in this case, Sena, you like to take your frozen and put it directly in water. Is that correct?
That's right. You know, with all fish, as soon as it's caught, pulled out of the ocean, it's a time temperature, and that clock starts ticking. So the longer it's at refrigerated conditions, you know, the quality is slowly degrading. When we process our fish and we freeze it right away, we're essentially stopping that clock. And you see here we have parchment wrap portions. So when it's frozen, that clock is stopped, and when you defrost it, you're starting that clock again. So I don't like to defrost it days ahead in the fridge. Some people like to defrost it overnight. If you do that, that's fine, but do cut the vacuum seal bag open if you're going to do that, because it's a vacuum seal and you don't want anaerobic, anything growing in there slowly. So if you're going to refrigerate it overnight, cut the bag open and leave it in the fridge overnight. I wouldn't leave it longer than that because the quality is slowly degrading. So I like to defrost mine right before I'm going to cook. 30 minutes, 45 minutes before. And I feel like it's premium quality that way.
Yeah. Do you thaw yours in the packaging?
Oh, all the time.
Yeah, that's something that
just to learn. Like I just leave it in the fridge for a day or two sometimes.
Yeah.
Always, if you're gonna do that, cut the package because it's vacuum sealed.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah, your audio's a little bit echoey, but we can hear you just fine. No, that's really helpful. I've got mine. I thawed mine in a bowl of water in the packaging. And then it was entirely thawed when I put it on my baking tray, or just to kind of let it air out and come to room temp. And sometimes when I'm worried, I put like a bit of lemon juice or something on it in case I'm like, oh, it smells a bit fishy. But that's just if you have something that's old in the freezer.
Right. One of the biggest comments we get with our Sena sea fish, because we vacuum seal it, we wrap it in parchment and vacuum seal it right away, and it's frozen. One of the things people say is, it doesn't smell fishy. It should smell fresh like the ocean when you pull it out. Okay, so I've rinsed with water, and then I'm gonna just pat dry with a paper towel.
I might just put
I
them
noticed
on.
you're not doing like a heavy rinse either. It's just a quick
Yeah.
under the water and then right out of it, huh?
Yeah, it's a really quick rinse. I'm not trying to saturate the fish with water or waterlog the fish. I'm just doing a nice quick rinse. Let's see.
Yeah, no, I think is that okay if it's overlapped like that?
And then I'm just patting it dry because you don't want that water sitting on the flesh. It's going to waterlog the flesh.
She's gentle.
And we're not rubbing or scraping, just a gentle pat.
Got it.
The other thing I do right away, I rinse with the water, and then I always salt the fish right away. So I let the salt sit on the fish while I'm prepping the rest of the ingredients. Salt is a really special ingredient. I feel like you're gonna wanna see the fish more than you wanna see my face. Salt is a really special ingredient. There's osmosis happens, so the salt comes into the flesh. So if you can have it sitting on the flesh 15 minutes before you're cooking it, you're gonna get that flavor into it.
Oh, okay.
So no matter what recipe I do, I rinse, pat dry, and salt.
Huh.
And for this recipe, I'm gonna salt pretty light because it's a salt and herb crusted salmon. So it's a salty layer we're gonna put on there. So I'm gonna salt it pretty light, but I do want to get a little bit of salt in there because it comes in and brings up the flavor.
Okay. What do you guys think about her audio? Should we?
Okay, and salt matters, right? Like quality of salts, Sena?
Yeah, salt matters. Quality of salt matters. The cut of the salt matters. So, and that's one reason I included salt in this box, because this recipe calls for a coarse salt. And it's funny talking to the screen when they can't see me. But I like to use a nice coarse salt when I'm cooking. And the coarseness of the salt, it's saltier if it's smaller pieces because there's more surface area. If a more coarse salt is going to be less salty tasting, but salt does work. Salt is an active ingredient in a lot of recipes, and especially when you're salting straight on the flesh like that. So we salted our fish, and we're gonna set that aside and move on to our veggies.
Okay, so we salted. Dan salted. It's that nice coarse kind of fun shaped salt. Okay.
I'm really struggling with how to show my cutting board and secondarily my face. How about that? Okay, so now we're gonna do our veggies, and we're just gonna do, I'm gonna start with the, I always forget. I always want to call them, they're turnips. I always want to call them parsnips. I don't know why. We're gonna grab our turnips, and we're just gonna cut them.
Do you want to cut or do you want to peel our last one?
I'll peel the last one if you want to chop.
Okay. How are we cutting these, Sena?
Here, I'll show you. I'll cut one. So we're gonna cut the tips off, and we're gonna cut the ends off. So I have this cute little circle, and then I'm gonna cut that in half.
Oh, you gotta do that again. I missed it. I'm sorry.
So now I cut in half so I can just set the two halves down. And then, I think you got it. Yep, there you go. There you go. Now I'm just gonna slice it like I'm doing sliced potatoes. I'm slicing I'm not going razor thin, but I'm slicing pretty thin. And I'm left with pieces like this. If this is like about the size and shape, I would do like a crispy fried potato.
Okay.
So this vegetable's in season, Sena? That's why it was selected, because it's an in-season.
Yeah, when we decided to do this project, I went to the farm and said, hey, what veggies would you have in season in early October? So they said, this would also probably work with potatoes. They hadn't planted potatoes, so this is what they had. So they, the turnips and the green onions were something that they felt that they would confidently have in October, and the herbs. I like these turnips because they don't require as much cooking as potatoes. Really, you can eat them raw, you can put them in your salad. So this recipe is a quick broil. So I feel like we can just do a quick broil on these and they're good to go, where a potato would take longer to cook. Yeah, you can eat them.
Actually, pretty good. It's like a arugula potato.
Yeah, and the texture's nice. So when we're cooking them, we can just remember that we're just trying to get a little brown on them. We're not really cooking them thoroughly like we would a potato. So that's the other reason I chose them.
Enough with turnip. I think I'm gonna have to cook more with it.
I don't think I ever have cooked one of these.
Right? Oh, so you're doing like thin slices. Nice, okay.
I think so.
So I can work on this one. How are we doing?
Chop both ends off.
Okay.
Cut it in half.
And then just like this?
Thin-ish, yeah, but not terribly.
I know you guys are cooking for a few more people, so you'll probably have a little bit more, but something like this.
Yeah, we had plenty of people line up for coming by to eat today. Yep.
I'm just going to quickly rinse the green onions. They look fabulous, but you never know when it's straight from the farm, straight out of the ground.
So, should we put these turnips right on a baking tray?
Oh yeah, what I did is put them in a little bowl because we just want to be able to toss them with some olive oil and salt.
This from Grandma.
Okay, there's two of you, so I'm going to move on to the green onions. And the green onions, I'm going to chop the little ends off. And then I'm going to cut them in like 1 to 2 inch sections.
Okay.
I'll go where you can see my hand.
Cut little ends.
Dan, don't forget your cooking. Yeah. Okay, 1-inch sections.
So green onions are really similar in that you can eat them raw in a salad. So we're just going to give them a little bit of a brown on the broil, and they're good to go. I've been cooking with green onions a lot. You know what I love to do? I love to throw them on the grill whole when I'm grilling salmon, and then you just grab it off the grill with the salmon, and they're like crispy and delicious.
Yum. Yeah, they're tasty. Are you putting them in the same bowl as your...
Yep, so I've just got a bowl with my turnips and green onions.
Give me a bigger bowl. Thank.
Oh, the green onions made my eyes water.
Okay, sweet.
Not dropping.
What does Julia Child say? Like, if someone didn't see it, it didn't happen? Just give it a little blow. It's clean. Okay.
I'm telling you my recipe, make sure I get it right.
Julia.
Yay, okay. All right, so we have our bowl of chopped turnip and green onion ready to go.
Okay, we're gonna just do a little olive oil. I'm gonna call that about a teaspoon to tablespoon. And then we're gonna sprinkle some more of that gorgeous salt right in there. Some of that coarse salt. You can get really far with, especially with veggies, with olive oil and salt and fish. And then we're gonna cut just a little bit of lemon. So you can cut your lemon in half. And we're gonna do a quick squeeze. I'm not gonna do a full half of the lemon. I'm just gonna do a quick squeeze and stir it in.
So sometimes if I have seeds, like this one has seeds, I saw it on a cooking show once. I do it over my hand so that the seeds go into my...
Oh, that is so smart.
Michael Chef or something. Oh no, there's one.
Oh, one seed got in
one,
there.
and I lost it. It's gone.
Oh no.
Who's this special person who'll get?
Use your hand and still get the seeds in.
And then if you have a cut, you find it quickly.
Didn't drop another one.
My green onions are so potent.
Are you crying? So fresh. Done. Cleaning as we go.
A little bit more salt. I've just stirred it up, and then we want to get a little bit.
My hands are wet. You should.
Squeeze the other half in there.
So yeah, because we're doing twice as many veggies, I'm gonna probably squeeze the other half of this lemon.
Save the other half for the fish.
And say, oh, okay. Well, we have another lemon, just in case. A
Probably good. because
backup lemon.
You want more lemon in the fish, and it's just a light squeeze in the veggies.
Okay, got it. Save the other half of the lemon. Okay. Thanks, Dan.
We're good on those. I'm going to set that aside. And I'm going to grab another smaller bowl, and we're going to work on our herb crusted. It's going to be like a paste. It has that coarse salt in it, and it has all of our herbs. You want to cut your herbs really small, and you want the herbs to be about the same size as the salt. So it's this granular paste that we're going to make. So that's next. Grab your herbs, whatever you've got. I have this gorgeous savory from Overwinter Farms. And so what I'm going to be doing is pulling and whenever you have a herb like this, I'm going to be pulling the buds off of the stem. So I'm just using my fingers. It should look like what your plants look like after a deer has been by. So that we get more of the herbs, and we're not really trying to cut up that woody stem.
You can put it in. I could share this whole thing.
No, these are mine.
Especially when you have like little thyme leaves too, and then they have like a woody stem. They could just.
Throw all these stems in.
Sorry, I put the stems in.
That will discard and we'll grab
Hers look better.
This is probably the most time-consuming step because you're getting all those fresh herbs. But the fresh herbs are such an amazing flavor. It's worth it.
Yeah, you can smell them already.
Yeah. Have you ever eaten it raw? Just like eating it?
I don't know. What is it?
Oh, oregano, I think.
No.
No. So no science to it? I mean, we just do a mixture.
Oh yeah, on the herbs, you're going for what flavors you love and what you have on hand. As much of it fresh as possible. If you need to use dried, go ahead and use dried. You're just really getting this pop of really fresh flavor.
Oh, what? Okay.
And I'd say go for it. Every time I make this recipe, I end up making more herbs about halfway through. It takes quite a bit we're gonna coat that fish flesh and skin side.
So we need quite a bit because we have
Quite
a bit of salmon.
Well, luckily you have two of you.
Great.
Thank you.
Okay, so yeah, we need those. These. Okay.
It's like less exciting Christmas presents. You know?
Okay.
So I'm doing the same thing with the fennel. I just pulled those little pieces right off. We have these beautiful chives, so I'm just gonna really finely chop these. And in terms of how much to use and whatever the amounts, just use what you feel like you want to use. If you have a little bit of herbs left over, that's fine.
Should we divide that up and chop it up?
We threw it all in a bowl. Should we be chopping it first or?
Yeah, what I'm doing is putting it right on the cutting board. You'll want to now you're gonna rough chop that or finely chop that as finely as you can.
Okay. So leafy green, I do like a roll, like a sushi roll.
Watch your fingers.
Watch your fingers, and then I'm gonna do like a rotate. I can smell the parsley now.
Oh yeah, it smells real good.
Do you like parsley?
I like it all.
Yeah. I mean, she said finally chop. Because we're going for paste-like, right? Okay.
I got focus, so I don't chop. my
Sorry.
finger off.
Okay, I think.
Yeah, just go ahead and chop through the whole pile so everything is in tiny pieces.
Okay, so then, oh, I got a smudge on my recipe card already. Okay, and then I'm gonna put it into our.
That's gonna go back in your bowl when you're satisfied.
Okay.
Blades crossing over here. Okay. Okay. This is where you need the apron for the
Right.
hand wipe. Yeah, good. Okay. All right, I think we have, Dan and I have chopped.
Okay, perfect. That looks about right. Nice and fine. It smells amazing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now we're gonna add our salt, more salt, our nice coarse salt. So in this, I've even seen this recipe where it's primarily salt, where you're getting this crispy crust. So be liberal with the salt in this. And you're gonna get a lot of that nice coarse salt. So let's see, for amount, I would say teaspoon.
A teaspoon? No, so we put two teaspoons.
Yeah, we're good.
That's perfect. That's for you guys.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
We can always add more. We can't take it away. Oh,
It's your turn.
now we're
Oh, is that wine?
No, it's
no,
not.
just from the bottle.
Almost, not yet. We're gonna use pepper. I didn't put pepper in the box. It's bring your own pepper. So I put a little bit of coarse ground pepper in there too, if you want.
I do have pepper here.
If you have pepper, go ahead and put
I
pepper
also have a
in.
grinder thingy, but I think
As coarsely ground as you can.
I like pepper. I think it's my favorite seasoning.
then yeah,
Like,
man.
More pepper than less, in my opinion.
I like it a little bit. Got a zing to it with some pepper. Okay. Oh, she's opening the.
You're
Oh, it's
cocky.
already-
Just be careful when you open it. We're good.
Oh, it was opened already.
You have to put a shower in it. So again, I'm going to go with a teaspoon as a general measurement there. This is also going to give that nice crusty, it has bits, so we want it to be, add some texture and flavor.
So what is this, Sena, that we're putting in?
Well, I'm going to read it here. Sesame seed, raw sugar, Alaskan kelp, kosher salt, and bonito flakes. So it has this great umami flavor from the kelp, often used on rice in Japanese dishes. So it has this kind of just umami seasoning from the kelp. Okay, now we're going to stir that up. And then we're gonna go ahead and make it kind of a paste. So we're gonna squeeze in our lemon. I'm just gonna squeeze in, you're doing a little more than me. I'm gonna squeeze the rest of this half and see how it looks. And you'll probably go ahead and use that full other half. Okay.
Catching all the seeds again.
Yes.
And then we're thinking maybe this one too. Other half of this one.
Yeah.
Our guests were trying to arrive. Okay.
Oh, it looks so good.
Actually, that's kind of fun, and it looks cute with the sesame seeds in there.
I know, right? It's starting to kind of come together, and then you're just gonna use olive oil to get you the rest you want. You don't want it soupy. It's not a marinade or a sauce. You want it just kind of like a paste that we're gonna put on the fish. So now you can use your olive oil, take it the rest of the way. You want? That's great.
A little more, maybe?
Maybe.
What do you think, Sena?
Yeah, we're not sure about our olive oil quantity. Oh yeah, hers is has a bit more.
Tastier, yeah.
I think you want it to about the point where the olive oil you want to stop before the olive oil is going to pool separately. So if you're getting a pool of olive oil, you want to stop.
Are we there? Yeah. Okay.
Wouldn't you?
Yeah, it's not it's definitely not pooling.
It's definitely thicker than before.
Okay, sweet. Okay.
Okay, you guys there? Now we have everything prepped, and the rest is assembly. So we're gonna pull out a baking sheet. I have a lined baking sheet. Oh, I put everything on this. I put a lined baking sheet. So often I use parchment paper. I like to use parchment paper with fish because it doesn't impart any type of flavor. I'm using foil today because I'm famous for flaming parchment paper under the broiler. I'm pulling out a flaming tray. So I'm going to try not to do that today. And for that reason, I have used tinfoil because it's not flammable. So if I'm going under the broiler, I'll often use tinfoil.
So, I mean, I guess, so the foil is strictly more for a cleanup versus like getting the right crispiness, or like if you don't, so I have like this heavier ceramic tray, but it just helps me to keep it clean.
Yeah, it mostly just helps with keeping it clean.
And then I always forget, do you want the shiny side down?
For parchment paper?
For foil.
I think either side is fine. I think I would put the shiny side up because it feels like it would come off that easier, but I didn't even pay attention.
Okay, shiny side up. We'll just try it. And then...
I've never noticed there were 2 different sides of foil. I know. I didn't learn it in home ec, I guess, when I took 3 classes.
You had a home ec? Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Oops.
Okay, so this component, she's got, then we've got our fish.
Now I'm putting my fish onto my baking tray. I'll stand back so you can see. I'm putting the fish on the tray. This is the part where I'm going to do what feels right. So on the recipe, I did the recipe for like 2 to 4 portions, and then I had the veggies around the fish on one tray. But when you have more fish, so this fish is big, it's taking up a lot of room. I'm going to do the veggies on a second tray. So that's just optional. The other nice thing about doing the veggies separately is you can control the browning, so you don't burn the veggies while you're browning the fish. So the recipe's written all on one tray, but I think that going ahead and doing it separately is not a problem.
Okay, the baking tray is outside on the front, on the bench.
And you probably, because you're doing more fish, you probably don't have room for the veggies on that tray.
Yeah, we'll do 2 separate.
We'll put put it flesh down, so skin up to start.
Okay, skin up to start. Ooh. And I don't have to like oil this or anything. I'm just leaving it.
Yep, we're just gonna go straight on. The oil is in the mix here.
We're gonna do, shiny side up, and then I didn't salt it yet, and my hands are fishy. Are your hands clean? Okay. We're supposed to salt it a little bit more in advance, but this is an emergency piece.
Yeah. We're good.
So we're gonna put the topping on with the skin first, and then we're gonna flip it, and we're gonna put the topping on the flesh and put it in the oven like that. So when you take your topping, just basically in your bowl, just kind of cut it in half. Because we're going to use half on the flesh side, and then we're going to use half on the skin side.
Okay. You just use your hands?
Spoon.
I would just.
You gotta make the decision on which is going on the skin side.
And then what I typically do is just kind of like, I'm going to put a spoonful on each one, and then I'm going to come back and spread that out. This is the part where I always wish I would have made more. But when I was chopping, I thought maybe that was enough.
Oh yeah, no, this is a good amount. Okay. Sorry, Dan.
Oh, all good.
Just.
Did you feel any lemon seeds?
Lemon seeds? Not yet. And then we're spreading it around. I'm a little more rustic than Sena with her tools.
My fish are bigger than I expected, so I'm already like, every time I've done this recipe, I'm wishing I would have made more.
Yeah, I don't think you can have too much. I feel like you could have covered it, with even more flavors. Okay, well, this is This is our fish so far.
Okay, perfect. I wish I had more. So yours looks gorgeous. I would just, if it's, you want it as flat as possible and not in globs, but it looks pretty good to me.
Okay, not globs. Dan's gonna fix it.
Maybe.
Maybe that's the trick.
You might be, yeah, you're probably good, because if you. So now we're gonna just flip it and do the same thing on the left side.
We're flipping and doing the other side.
Oh, we have tongs right here. They may be in the dishwasher.
I'll get fishy.
I think it might be. Oh, here they are in the dishwasher. They're clean. It's hot still from them. Okay. You can wash your hands. I will do. Towel. Oh yeah, there you go. Okay, I tried to divide up the. Okay, I'm gonna use my hands again. Going for the spoon technique.
Wash my hands.
He's looking. I wish I would have made more for sure, but that's how it goes.
Yeah, I think we're. I mean, what do you feel about quantity, Dan? I don't know. I think it looks
We look
okay.
okay, yeah. Definitely err on the side of more, I feel like, for next time.
Yeah. Yours are definitely. Yeah. Okay.
Trying to help. Trying to help.
Sweet. Okay. Oh, it looks pretty.
Okay. So now we're just gonna put it in. Oh, I guess I forgot about the veggies. We're gonna take another tray. So you can fit the veggies. If you have room on your tray, you can fit the veggies around. But we're gonna go ahead and go on a second tray. Gives you a little more control. Ooh, that looks really nice.
Yeah, we don't have room on our tray, but I think we have good coverage. Okay.
That looks nice.
Yoo-hoo.
So with the veggies, basically, you're just gonna dump it on another tray.
Oh, you found the lemon seed. Sweet. Oh, thank you, Dan.
Yeah.
Spread it out anytime you're around. You know, of course, the better you spread it, the better it's gonna get. The better heat and brown better. So.
See, that's where, yeah, Julia Child always says don't crowd the pan. But we're crowding the pan. Oh, well.
So now we're gonna broil. I'm gonna see if I can move my camera here to the stove. Okay. I think you can see there. We're gonna go to broil. I do broil high, and then we'll keep an eye on it. This is the part that you know, we're just gonna kind of keep a close look and watch. So you're gonna put your salmon in. What I'm gonna do is put the veggies on the tray below. So the veggies are just going to be getting some heat, and then we'll brown it up at the end.
How do
Okay.
we want the oven racks arranged? How do we want the oven racks arranged? Like,
So you're going to want one on top and then one just below.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's getting
Got
hot.
I'm going to put my salmon on top and then my veggies below.
One on top and one just below.
on top, veggies just below.
Good question. Okay.
And basically, the veggies are just going to get a little residual heat. We're just cooking the salmon as on this first go.
Yeah. Okay. Is it getting hot?
And then I'm setting the timer for 5 minutes. I have 3 to 5 minutes. We're going to just, everybody's broiler is slightly different and the distance from the broiler. So we're really going to start paying attention at 3 minutes. So that's 3 to 5.
I'm gonna put 5 because mine didn't feel very hot yet, but we'll just reassess. And
So
okay.
this is where we pull the cooked one out, right?
And this is what it's supposed to look like.
Oh, yeah, we do the magic oven. We pull the perfectly cooked one out. Yes.
It's like not new.
You didn't do that today. This is the real thing.
Okay, well, this is a good wine break moment. And so, yeah, Sena, as a nonprofit, you know, we do a lot of habitat restoration work, but our work really does rely on membership and support from the community and those that donate. So, yeah, I wanted just to take this moment to talk a little bit more about our partnership and why you want to support the Watershed Project, because it is such an important partnership.
I love partnering with you guys, and over the years when we go up to Alaska and we're fishing, I've come up and I meet with Lisa and say, what are you guys doing? What's happening? And I still remember the year that you were like, oh, the big thing is culverts. And I was like, really? Really? Culverts? It doesn't sound that big. I'm just in my head, I'm going, how much difference can some culverts make? And you took the time to explain to me, and I feel so differently about culverts now. Just talking and thinking about, when you're talking about the Copper River, you're talking about Copper River salmon, this huge, amazing wild place, and then these culverts that were like this size, and these bars over them, and then the fish can barely get through. And we went and looked at some of those. And then Lisa invited me out. We got to go check it out. I brought the kids. It was really fun. We watched a new culvert getting put in. And this is no small project. This is an entire road being dug out and a culvert that you could drive your car through going in. And so seeing that difference and seeing what it really takes to switch out a culvert, the heavy equipment and literally pulling the road out and putting it in this culvert and that you could drive through, and then realizing the difference that makes for the salmon. That, really seeing that, I felt like, oh, wow, what looks small on paper can really make these huge, huge differences.
Yeah, they say a watershed doesn't fail in one event, and there's been several people who have told me that it's like death by 1,000 cuts, that watersheds and tributaries get cut off by barriers usually associated with human activity, largely roads, and you want to protect the road infrastructure, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's designed to be fish friendly. And so the idea is that we replace those culverts that are kind of insufficient for fish, so that when they swim under them, they don't actually know they're going under a road. So yeah, it's a fish friendly stream simulation design culvert. Ours is at, we have 2 more minutes. I don't know if mine's hot enough. Is it hot enough?
It's cooking.
Okay. Whew.
So I hate to interrupt, but for these last couple minutes, after 3 minutes, I recommend just popping that oven open, and you can really get down there and peek at it and just kind of watch. You want it to be brown, but not burnt.
Dan is just finessing ours. I'm not sure. So yeah, this partnership and our video after this video today will be just demonstrating a little bit more about the Watershed Project and what we do, and how you can donate or become a member to sponsor our work and advocate for salmon. Advocate for salmon in the Copper River and the watershed that raises them. So, yeah, this is.
I love it. I'm gonna put my salmon out and then I'm coming back.
Are you? No, those are, that's for like a hot pad.
Oh.
So these ones you can use. Dan's about to check.
It's going to depend on the thickness and just the closeness. We're really just kind of getting that cook on top, and we're going to flip it, and it's going to get more cook time. So it's not so much about the internal, just getting that top how you like it.
Okay.
And then if you want to buy salmon, if you go to our website and click on buy fish, it takes you to an affiliate link to Sena Sea. You could purchase salmon through Sena Sea, but that affiliate link ensures that 8% of the proceeds come back to the Watershed Project so we can keep doing that work. And so that's one additional way that your sustainably sourced salmon can be acquired, but also support a nonprofit that does habitat restoration in support of that salmon. So.
Well, I love that because to me, it's truly the epitome of eat wild to save wild. And, you know, when you eat wild, you're valuing the wild salmon. Hold on, I'm sorry. I'm going to put this in and then I will try to say that.
Well, the skin's going to get, we have to turn it still, right? So, Sena's.
So what I did was flipped it and I put it in for 5 more minutes. How's that?
What do you think?
Did you flip yours yet?
Yeah, I just flipped it. I don't think it looks, your oven might not be quite as hot as mine because I could smell mine.
Oh.
Is your broil on high?
It is, yeah. We might.
Okay, just put it for 1 more minute.
Okay.
I could tell mine because I could smell it. All of a sudden it smelled like cooking salmon.
What about do the vegetables need to be stirred at all or anything?
What we'll do is after we pull the fish out, we'll just dress vegetables and we'll just pop them up under the broiler too. So they'll get a turn. So what I was going to say is what I love about this partnership is it really brings to life the eat wild to save wild concept, where when you're eating wild, you're valuing the wild. When you value the fish and the whole system, the watershed and the industry, everything that brings that fish to your table, you're supporting. So when you're buying wild fish, you're supporting the Copper River Watershed Project, supporting small independent fishing families like we are, and then we're able to, when we provide, link right back over to you guys to donate. I just feel like it really completes that circle in a just really intact way. So it's a really fun way to kind of show exactly what we're talking about when we say eat wild to save wild, and vice versa. You guys have been doing the work to ensure the wild population.
And I mean, through that donation too provides an opportunity for our new members to also know about what we're doing, to stay tapped in, and to feel good about the activities that the Watershed Project is doing in support of salmon. So you'll get our newsletter, you'll get our emails, and that just kind of keeps you tapped in to hearing about, okay, what are those crucial projects or crucial discussions the Watershed Project is having in support of salmon and the salmon economies, because yeah, absolutely. The Copper River is a unique and pretty spectacular area, and we want to keep it for generations to come. So it's getting rid of all those little things that could potentially impact the health of the watershed. For example, I mean, we don't just do culverts, we do education programming to help promote watershed stewardship. We do invasive plant management in order to ensure that we don't have very potent noxious weeds impacting the health of the waterways. And so we have, and then we do recycling. I mean, there's just lots of ways that the Watershed Project is supporting salmon, both directly and indirectly. So, yeah, no, we.
Mine is harder than yours because mine is way done.
I just flipped it.
You flipped it?
I flipped it.
Did they? Okay.
It's
So
looking
now
good.
Sena's gonna flip. Maybe I might have distracted her. She may have hers a little more done than she hopes.
My broiler is really powerful, so I just burnt it a little bit while we were talking. So if you open the door, what I should have done is pause. What you want to do after the first couple minutes is open the door and kind of be peeking at that salmon. So when I got really crispy skin.
Oh,
Is it better?
no. But now, so this, hopefully the skin gets.
Crispy.
Does it go?
So yeah, now that we flipped it, that's the final cook on the skin side. So what you're really looking for is getting that skin under the broiler. It's going to bubble, get crispy, and you're looking for like a golden brown, slightly bubbly texture. So you might even crack it and watch in there if it's getting close. But that's the thing. Everybody's ovens are different. Now you can imagine why I pull out what's flaming. If I put parchment in it, it goes up a little bit and it can catch under the broiler, and then you're pulling out a spectacular flaming pan. We don't want to do that.
So put on there.
Yeah, it's crispy.
Oh, what? Have you ever made crispy skin like that?
Not in the broiler, no.
Yeah, no. Oh, there's like a flame like right there. Oh, what? Our veggies don't look nearly as done on that second layer, Sena.
Oh, they're not going to. We're going to pop the veggies up on top when we pull the fish out. So I just pulled my veggies out. And I put them under so they got a little bit of brown on them too. So the veggies just kind of, they're getting a little residual heat, but when you're done with the salmon, we'll just put the veggies up. Mine just all happened really fast with my hot broil.
Okay, yeah, ours is definitely crispening up. I can't take you over there to see it, but I think the heat has finally gotten to temp in the broiler, so. Dan's on it. I'll just.
It's hot down here. What are we supposed to do with the veggies then?
And then we're gonna take the fish out and put the veggies up so that they get more browned.
Got it.
Ooh, I think this looks really good. Dan's been rotating it so that it's got even heat, but take a look.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, you got the brown and the crisp. Yeah, and then you just take it to kind of your whenever you feel like it looks perfect. So you can move it, rotate it, have the oven open, and watch for that kind of golden brown crispiness.
Okay.
This is distracting, right?
So yeah, now we're gonna. Dan's got it. He's gonna manage the vegetables. If we want to put another 3 minutes on the timer or something.
Whoa.
Our broiler's still on.
Oh yeah.
Yes. And also, I wanted to take a moment to celebrate. We've finalized and secured enough funding to replace the Little Sena culverts, to replace it with a bridge that opens up 70 plus miles of Chinook or king salmon spawning and rearing habitat. Yeah, that's been several years in the making because we needed to come up with roughly $3 million to build this bridge, but construction is set for 2022. And that is all thanks to, in large part, through our members and donations that allow us that flexibility to go and seek out grants and other sources of funding to be able to close the gap on being able to ensure we can move forward with projects. So that's a pretty exciting one.
Huge. That's another thing that I love about you guys is because you're working with other organizations as well. So I know with the culverts, you end up working with, correct me if I'm wrong, the DOT, and like you're working with road people, you're doing projects that are bigger than just you. You're getting out and working with other organizations to get a bigger impact, which I think is really huge.
Yeah, I think you can't discount good relationships. I mean, it takes time to build relationships, and ones that are in positive and that you can trust. And certainly there's federal and state partners, and certainly then private landowners, Native Alaskan corporations and entities that, I mean, these fish crossings are on land that are owned by a variety of representatives. So you have to be able to bring everybody to the table, find consensus, find the funding, and then move forward where everybody is kept in the loop, and it's a very transparent process to ensure everybody's on board. So we definitely are a convening organization that take certainly like pots of money from different places for that greater good. So no one agency can do it alone, and that's the kind of service we can provide. So
I just feel like you guys weren't bringing everybody together. Everybody could want to do it, but they wouldn't be pulled together to, utilize all the resources and make such a big impact. So it's awesome you guys are there to do that work.
Yeah, no, it's thank you, Dan. Yeah. Dan's got it. Yeah, no, certainly there's a lot of things to celebrate. The Watershed Project, we are certainly at a turning point for significant growth and being able to expand our reach and help on a watershed scale, and that is definitely something to celebrate. So we're just excited to have Sena see part of it and in support of that work, and certainly then spreading that message is a huge part as well, so that people know that we are out there and we just want to do good. So yeah, thank you.
And have those great salmon returns, and I think we all want the same thing on that.
Right? Yeah. We all hope for more salmon for sure. Absolutely. Yep. Status.
Almost there.
It must be good because my dog has come into the kitchen sniffing around.
Yeah, you can kind of use your nose, so that's well. We were talking, and I just all of a sudden smelled my. Aww.
She has appeared. There's fish cooking. Wonderful. So, I mean, then typically, are you plating? You want to serve right away, keep it crispy?
Yeah. For the crispy skin salmon, what you want to do is you might have seen it, but a lot of times it's served with the skin side up, and that's because if you put it back on the plate with the skin down, it's going to get soft and mushy. So yes, we're going to plate it with the skin side up. I'm just going to be honest, my skin burnt a little bit, so I'm going to plate mine right without the skin. Not all a lot, it's just the skin. So we will show it both ways.
So when our veggies are done, I mean, and that's the beauty about these vegetables, like Sena said, is that they can be eaten raw, so it's more just a little bit of the flavoring and heat. So, I mean, maybe we could plate one up and see what it looks like.
Got it.
Sweet. Okay. I'm not sure where do you want to put that? It's right there. Yeah, I'll throw that in there. Oh, yummy. Okay.
And actually, if the skin burns, you know what I'm going to do. If the skin burns, you can just slide the skin, leave the skin on the pan. So I'm going to do that.
Whoa.
Still got some life in it.
Okay. Kind of like I'm going for the photo here, Sena.
Oh, let me see. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Oh, you nailed it. You nailed it. Look at that.
I think it was Dan on the oven. I think that's a crucial point. You can't get distracted. Set a timer. Keep watching.
It's a team game.
Wonderful. Well, we are going to serve this lovely meal with our friends here today. We're going to set the table and cheers, Sena, to a wonderful salmon dish and a wonderful partnership.
Cheers. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're empty. Okay, and for all of you at home, we'd love to hear what you think of the salmon, and certainly would love to chat with anybody interested in learning more about the Watershed Project and our work and our partnership with Sena.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye, Sena. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Thanks, you guys.
Salmon of the Copper River watershed have been swimming upriver for centuries against great waterfalls, dodging predators, empowering the ancestral indigenous Otna and Mi'ek peoples. But salmon are not equipped to fight against the effects of human civilization. We all need to advocate for salmon. The Copper River Watershed Project initiates on-the-ground action with partners from the river's headwaters to the ocean to be a voice for one of the world's last remaining salmon strongholds. Researchers and visitors from all over the world visit the Copper River watershed to observe the salmon in a natural, undisturbed setting because this is one of the last places they can do so. Salmon are a vital, renewable resource, driving both commercial and subsistence economies in rural Alaskan communities. Salmon are a keystone species providing jobs in the commercial fishing, sport fishing, and tourism industries. Healthy salmon populations allow Alaskans to pass on important cultural traditions that promote a sense of place and community. For over 20 years, the Copper River Watershed Project has worked and will continue to work to ensure that the Copper River watershed remains an intact and fully functional ecosystem so that the next generation of salmon and the next generation of Alaskans continue to thrive side by side.